Hi, my name is Jessica, and I'm part of the Unmanned Aerial System Synthetic Aperture Radar course. Um, and I originally accepted VivaWorks because I felt like the program, I originally applied because I felt like the program was really interesting. It was really unique too. I think a lot of high school programs don't really go so far as to teach such like advanced topics. And I thought it was really interesting personally. And knowing about like what the program kind of entailed, I thought also be a really new experience because it's very different like a lot of other summer programs for high school students because it's less of like the lecture class type, and it's more about like teaching about learning how to like collaborate, learning how to work with other people, and learning how to like figure out different things as a group, which I think is really really interesting. And it's definitely very new, and or for me at least, and I think that it provides like a lot of like experience that is really valuable to the real world, because in the real world you're not going to be listening to lectures every day at work, right? You're going to be working with other people and figuring things out. So I really think it's super cool the way that works. And I think personally, like the stuff that's being taught, I'm really excited to learn about anyways, because it's very like, I guess, high level. And I think the point is that like a lot of these things are they're like really important to our own everyday lives. So I think it's actually really interesting to see how they work, because I think a lot of ways we don't really notice these things or don't really think about them and how they work and how they were discovered. And I think like just learning like what it is, and then like thinking about like the historical context is also really interesting, because in a lot of ways the way we're doing it today is very different. The way they did it back then and the way they discovered it is super different. And I think like looking at that sort of context and thinking like, wow, how did they even figure this out back then, it's just really interesting. And I think it gives you a lot of insight